over 2 decades since the mandate of the redeeming of our land and generation was delivered to 10 young girls in FGGC Calabar, headed by Dr. Edak. Today, this seed that God planted in the hearts of these ladies have now spread to virtually all the states of our great country, Nigeria, with over 100 chapters and still counting. With the vision of Feca in place and in force, there remains a great future for Nigeria. We hold the dream of a greater tomorrow for Nigeria. We pledge with our lives all across the globe, wherever we find ourselves. We will persistently and consistently keep the vision burning. We enjoin every young person listening to us join these chariots. We charge every Fecite, every time and everywhere you hear this anthem, be reminded it's our vow and our pledge to the Lord. Keep the vision burning. All right, it's so exciting this very Friday, coming back to your screens with the Untold story. We took a break for almost a month because the summer holiday was pretty busy trying to impact the next generation. And in fact, talking about impacting the next generation, this particular interview has something wrapped around inspiring the next generation. Even the entire concept of the Untold story is to put together the stories of men and women who had walked through paths that some are walking and some will yet work, and hope that their stories, their failures, their successes, their consecration will impact on the next generation. Welcome to Untold Story, and I'm your host, Adeolu, going to be popularly called Papa D. Today, I have the pleasure to bring to you a phenomenal story. You know, at some point in the early 80s and mid 2000s, we had a singing group, a member of Feca Festac, an outshoot from Feca Festac choir. That choir was quite phenomenal. They were all over the place. They were called the Out of Nazareth, and people wondered why, you know, such kind of beautiful group were not sustained over the years. There were some people that were involved in that project. The major centerpiece, the person who conceptualized Out of Nazareth, we'll be having this interview with him today. So for those of you who were there during that time, you know it's no other person but Mr. Fred Ekpu. Now will popularly or choose to be known as IC Frederick. IC Frederick is in the building, and I'm going to be having a great gist with him today. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I thought at some point in the Untold story, this is my Feca story, you know, obviously, that there will be a need for us to have conversations around the those who are in the gifted, those who are talented, those who are within the Feca space, those who have deployed their gifts, their talent. And we know that over the years, this house has produced very great gifted, you know,
certainly,
who are making a lot of impact presently in their industry. And I've had some conversations with some of them, and I hope to bring them on board. I think you should be the third.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping to bring Abe, you know, very soon. Abe is a worship leader that God is using across the globe right now.
Amazing.
Manuel David has been here, and now
Okay.
all of these people are musically inclined. They are gifted in the area of music, and they are people that were part of this great vision of Feca. So, but much more than that, there was something phenomenal that happened around that time space, and that we will talk about today. So, Fred, how you doing?
I'm excellent.
Excellent.
Pumped
up. All right. Just before we go on, if you are watching on the screen, this is the Untold story, and we are on YouTube. You can watch us right here now on YouTube. You're watching. Please share, like, and subscribe if this is your first time, and then you can drop your comments. You can also choose to call. The number to call is 0809-888-1024, and you can add 234 if you are calling outside Nigeria. but that will be towards the end of the conversation when we've gained some mileage. All right, you may want to ask some personal questions to
Really?
Fred. I know somebody who said, I wanted to join the choir.
Sorry. Sorry in advance.
It bounced me.
Sorry in advance if you are the person.
How can you do that? So some people still hold beef with you.
No, I mean, for how many years?
Yeah, so you may want to call him why he did what he did at that time, but again, it's not obligated to answer a question.
No, well,
but if you choose to, that time is there, you want to ask any question, that's fine.
It's fine,
so,
all right.
Our first, just to break the ice, is to find out who is our guest. Just give us like a 5 minutes introduction of yourself.
5 minutes, that's pretty long. But anyways,
3 minutes. Talk about who is IC Frederick.
Okay, IC Frederick is first and foremost a son of God.
Good.
Yeah, spirit filled. Anyways, the Holy Spirit is the reason why we can say we're sons of God. Yeah. Okay, so IC Frederick is a son of God. At this point in my life, I'm still a musician, really. Very soon I'll be going very much into productions again. Like I'll start recording some songs and stuff, right? I'm basically also an entrepreneur. I have a business I just launched. So what the business does is to build marketing funnels for small businesses or generally businesses who are looking forward to generating sales. So we just set up a marketing funnel for them to get people down their funnel to say, okay, I'm interested in your product. And we also give them some basic trainings on how to close the leads. So I also design websites professionally. So basically that I still sing. A lot of people think I've stopped singing, but trust me, I'm still very much into singing. I do quite a lot of things. I'm also a professional voice.
I'm sure I'm going to ask, so let him sing for us today.
Oh no. Okay, I'm also still a professional voice coach. I have 2 products online that are selling. One is pro singing, the other one is crack the code and not the voice.
I bought that particular. I saw
you have cracked the code and not the voice. Oh really? Did you use it?
Well, I was not looking at training my voice. I just
yeah,
but probably bought it for some other people, but
you could share it with anyone because most people who I know use that book, even if it's not sold.
It was a CD.
Yes, 2 CDs. But it's now even digital, so you can even download after paying. Right. So most people who got it actually recorded that 1 month after use, their pitch range actually extended really. Yeah, that's.
So me, I'm not musically inclined. So
it's okay.
I don't know how to.
All right. So basically, that's it about me for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's the firstborn. So you probably will see some tendencies of firstborn in his conversations.
Really?
All right. The next question will be: how can you remember your first entry? How did you come in contact with the vision of Feca? Do you remember the journey, how you came into the Feca space?
I think it was Fola Otubogo that invited me to Feca. I think
that name just popped out.
Yeah, okay.
I've never thought about it.
I think so. I think it was mentioned.
Yeah,
but we were out of school then, so.
Wow. And he was also a member of the Church of Pentecost.
Yes. So
I think he read medicine.
Yes, I think he's a doctor now. I'm guessing. It's been a long time.
If anybody knows where Fola is, just reach out to us.
Please.
It's been long ahead.
And I'm giving a shout out to him. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not sure, but I think it was Fola Otubogo that invited me to Feca. And we just finished school then.
Did you go to the same school?
No. We met at Church of Pentecost. So,
okay.
It felt like at that time, lots of us that were in Church of Pentecost we were young.
Yeah.
So it was almost like
just crisscrossing the same.
Weird as it was, almost like nothing to do, but we are believers. So let's just hang out with our fellow believers like us and have fun and still grow in faith. So, okay, I'm pretty much a mixture of playful / serious. So Fola was a serious guy too. So most of us were like spirit filled, always talk about a lot. So Feca was a place for us to also come and, blend with other believers who also.
Which year was that? Do you remember?
This will let people know I'm an old man. Okay, that was 1998. No, 1998. Yeah, I think I finished secondary school 1997. Then I joined Feca 1998. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So, do you remember your first impression entering?
I can't even
Can't remember what you can't remember anything about your
I
first
don't
time.
even know any. I can't remember anybody I saw when I can't remember.
Are you just try and walk down the memory lane? If I remember, do you remember
It's
where
going
they
to
were?
be
Do you remember the
hard.
venue where we were? At
Yes,
that
I can remember the
well,
venue very well,
yeah,
vividly.
yeah,
Redeemed Church, 23 Road. Now they are on the other side of 24 Road.
yeah,
So 23 Road. That building now is a secondary school.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
we're in the middle floor then. A lot of wonderful things happen in that middle floor.
Perfect.
We practically lived there.
All right. So, did you? So, how did you become committed? What inspired your journey, in fact, to the place of leadership? Did you think at any moment in those first few weeks of joining that I'll be, I'll do something phenomenal here. I'm going to be a leader here or something?
Nope.
Nope.
No, not at all. We were just like I said, we were young.
Yeah.
So we just finished secondary school. Then Eric, my friend Eric, you remember Eric on
Of course, why would not?
Larry, Faleye. We were very well. We were just rolling with each other. Then parachute.
Yeah.
Then I think it was Fola. I still feel it was Fola that invited me to Feca. So that kind of youthful stuff, nothing to do. Oh, there's this fellowship. Oh, let's go. So but obviously, like I said, I'm a mixture of playful and serious. So I also fancy and I genuinely like till now. I like places where believers gather.
Yeah.
It's something I think it's important and very crucial for any believer to take very serious. So it was more like let's meet with other believers like us. Let us learn together. Let's just have fun together. Let us grow in God together. So I wasn't really considering to. In fact, what was in my mind then was to pass JAMB and go to university. So I think I'd failed my first JAMB. I failed JAMB like 3 times anyway, so that kept me going. So, but I think I failed JAMB the first time, so it was just okay. Let's just, But I was already enjoying the fellowship of the saints.
Okay, so let's imagine your first year. Can you remember some of the great contacts, friends that you began to meet when you started becoming
in Feca?
In Feca.
That one is going to be very hard. Maybe Charles Gigi.
Yeah.
I think he was the president at the time I joined.
Yeah.
Yes, I can remember Charles Gigi very well. I can remember. Who again can I remember? It just feels like that part is.
The entire leadership.
I can remember people. Yeah. I don't think Baba Tokpe James has joined at that time. I don't think so.
Sure, because Baba Tokpe James.
I think he joined afterwards.
Okay, a year after, because he became president after.
I have very weird memories of different people. Yomi Nikoro, the day he came to give a special number, that was like, how is this guy singing like a girl? That kind of thing. Those were my impressions. Some of my friends from Parachute, Chinelo Onuba, who was my in fact, they used to say she was my sister. I don't know how we looked so much. I think they said we looked alike. So they used to think she was my sister. So Chinelo Onuba.
Church with Chinelo.
Yeah, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
but she's pretty much still like a great friend.
Yeah.
Ogona Onuba, all of us were from Parachute. So I really can just remember my Parachute guys that were in Feca. And maybe Baba Tokpe James, because those guys struck me. Like, I think there was something unique about Baba Tokpe James. I can't remember what it was, but I can remember Yomi Nikoro. Yeah. Definitely. That special number I can remember. I can almost remember that day. Basically, that's it. I can remember Josephine, who is married to Austin now.
Okay, that's
I remember that time I used to feel she had baby face then. I don't think she's there. I don't know if she's there, but let me not say anything. But then I can't remember even seeing Austin anywhere when I first joined. But I can remember for that definitely. But so I wasn't thinking I was going to be a leader.
Let's come to how did that space now open up to you? How did you start your commitment level from just being someone who just wanted to hang around believers, have great time, get busy until you get your job and pass to the point where you started say, okay, it's time to join the unit. It's time to and why did you choose the music unit? And from there, how did your leadership experience?
Sorry, just to digress, I can remember Tinu too.
Of course.
Because then Tinu was always good. Then she was always singing with them at the choir at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember the question you asked me because I think I got a bit distracted with
how
the
did you the exposure to leadership? How did the journey begin?
Okay.
How did you gravitate from
I can
just
remember
being?
your question now.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, okay, my type of person, like I said, I'm a combination of playful and serious.
Yeah.
So even in my play, like I am pretty much a committed person. I don't do what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And if I don't do leg a bit, I go all in. I like, if I'm doing anything, I like to go into the water fully.
Yeah.
Right. Though now in business, I'm learning to test first because I jumped into a lot of pit
Because you
holes
have
in the
lost
past.
money.
As in, I've jumped into plenty gutters. So experience. Anyway, so basically, so when I joined Feca, then it was obviously going to be my commitment list. So
Yeah.
I wasn't joining, even if it was let's hang out.
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to be going there every Wednesday, except somebody said something which maybe I considered heretic.
Okay.
Then you will not see me again. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I knew that, okay, this is now one of the things that I'm supposed to be doing every Wednesday. I think it was 9 then. So I was sometimes even looking forward to it. Even when I was in youth band then. There was a time I was looking forward to, because nothing to do. I was looking forward to going for youth band meeting. So I used to go for rehearsals by 3, that is starting for 4.
1 hour early.
Yes, I don't even know why I was doing those kind of things there. But anyways, Feca, I think I probably was getting to Feca maybe 9 or some minutes to 9. So I was faithfully attending the meetings, enjoying the fellowships, the teachings and stuff, basically. Then I think somewhere along the line, I can't remember when I joined the choir. I can't remember. I know I just joined choir, Sha.
Not that anybody
Nope,
invited
I joined
you,
choir.
inspired you,
That
just
one.
joined.
Okay, like
who was leading the choir at that time?
I can't even remember. Wumi. Her name is Wumi.
Yeah, you're correct.
Wumi. And two of them, their name is Wumi. I can't even remember her name specifically. We used to meet at Wumi's house at 322.
Yeah.
Close. It was close to my house.
Yeah.
Right. But Wumi wasn't the leader then. Wumi just was giving us her house.
Okay.
The leader was, I can't remember the leader's name. God, why am I forgetful like this?
What's the person was the MD during
Charles Gigi.
Charles Gigi's
lady,
time.
but she was really around.
Dark lady.
She's dark.
I
think it
That's
sounds
them.
like,
Yeah.
but I'm sure if I see her, if she walks in now, I will recognize her.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but
So-
like on the quiet, easy.
yeah,
going,
very,
quiet side,
very reserved.
Okay.
Wumi was more like giving us a house. So Wumi was a caretaker at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I joined, for some reason I also remember.
I think it's Bisola.
Yes, Bisola. You got it right. Yeah, it's Bisola. Sister Bisola. So it was Bisola that was the leader at that time.
Yeah.
Then Wumi was more like offering her house. Yeah. Yes, I also remember. Sorry, I could be very weird in my mind. I could just be looking at people and I have a lot of impressions. So there was this guy, I can't remember his name. He joined the choir. He was in the choir. I met them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I noticed he was always trying to form like he was a Yankee singer, that kind of stuff. So I was like, this was just a. So I remember those guys were like fun people to be with then. Benson, I think was Benson in the choir at that time. I think Benson, Osemari, Benson. You might not remember. I don't
have an image.
It was in the choirs at that time.
Okay.
Because there's this song where God of strength and God of glory. I know we asked that song. I was like, why is this guy singing it this way? I can remember all those experiences back then. So, but after a while, I noticed that for some reason, I don't know why, but Bisola started handing responsibilities of like taking charge of choir meetings when she wasn't around. I can't remember the exact reason why. Yeah. But I know that
Destiny was calling
you. Possibly. I don't know, but I was always like in charge of choir meetings when Bisola wasn't around.
Yeah.
Bisola, I'm not sure. But whenever we went out to sing, I remember we went to Pastor Dami's church to sing at some point. Was it Pastor? No, it wasn't Pastor Dami's church. Pastor Dami was like it was a fellowship that Pastor Dami was one of the people there. I think it was one that was either moderating or something that day. We went to sing there. I was one that took the choir with. I was one that was in charge of the choir. But I wasn't the music director at that time. Okay. I was just under instructions from Bisola. So I noticed that Bisola kind of was trusting with me to.
Okay, so before the mantle of leadership was handed over to you, you kind of knew that you were going to step into that office.
Actually, yes. Not necessarily because Bisola was.
So during the election, screening? Because
I
that
just
very
knew I
most-
was a music director.
You told them that you were going to be.
No, I didn't. Funny enough, I wasn't that. I wasn't. It was Fola that was saying he was going to be the music director.
Oh.
Fola Tumogo. That's another experience.
It sings also, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was just there. It wasn't like such a great singer.
I can't
but
even remember him.
You know, Fola-
being
he was in the interview. He was also elected, to be one of those to be interviewed as a music director. So, but pretty much, like I said, my personality type, I could be playful, I could be reserved. So those periods when everyone's happy, I'd be just quiet in my mind. I was like, nah, maybe I didn't even bother. I didn't tell anyone anything. I just had it in mind. But this was the reason. Okay, I don't like to refer to myself as a perfectionist because I believe in taking things in gradual steps. I don't think I said I was even gisting with Christian yesterday. I said, "What is what starting?" 2 days ago. What is what starting is what starting poorly. I learned it from an entrepreneur. So you keep improving. So the mindset is I want to get it right. I want to be perfect. But you can start. So then when I left secondary school, I used to sing in secondary school. So in fact, I was a bit popular in school as a singer with a friend. They used to call us Pumba and Timon. He was bigger, Pumba and Timon. He was bigger than I was, so I was smaller. So he was always the boom, 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 boom. I'll be singing alongside, We used to sing in church. We were quite popular. In fact, when I was graduating from secondary school, when my dad came to pick me, the boarding house master then is late now, though. The body house master is late. Yeah. He was telling my dad that your son is going to be a popular recording artist. I was like, me that I'm living this, I'm throwing music away. That was what I said to myself. I didn't say it out. Yeah. So he was shaking my dad like, your son is a great son. This is that. I used to sing in school. People knew me, like assembly hall singing, those kind of stuff, fellowship and all that. So I left school already with a passion for music. Okay. Then we didn't have all what we have now, like phones and stuff. So my own way of recording music was every Sunday, we had this cassette recorder. So they were always playing lovely gospel songs that I liked. So I would record them and I would listen to those songs, right? And so every week I record, I'll listen to the songs. Every week I record, I'll listen to the songs. So I already started desiring that I want to do music this standard. I want to do music this good. So all what I was hearing as at that time, Feca Choir, not even Feca Choir. Like I said, I could be a perfectionist, could be a critic. So whenever people come out to sing, I'm like, not just special. Be those kind of things. They say, be blessed, do not be entertained, but be blessed. That kind of thing they used to say that time. So I didn't used to like it because I'm like, if it was us to be blessed, why not just come and recite the lyrics of the song and let's go? Don't sing. So I was like, if you have to sing, then sing well. If you have to do music, let's do the music. So that I had that in mind when I was in Feca Choir. And I knew Feca Choir at that time wasn't doing what I had in mind. So I was only just there enduring it, which I have the tendency to do. I'm very much like that. I think I discussed that with you. I could be in a place, things are not going exceptionally well. I could keep quiet if I feel it's going to be a problem if I bring it up. So while I was in the choir, I knew things can be better musically. But who am I? I'm just a member here. Once in a while, Bisola asks me to lead the group. This is not what I can do to solve the problem. The problem is more fundamental. So what I desire, after a while, I started desiring it in my heart that I can make this change in this choir. That change, I can do it in this choir. I can get this choir to sound like those guys I listen to, sincerely, on radio. But then I'd already started practicing on my own and all that. So when the period for election came, I was also popular as a music person, but I think I was among those that were elected. So I was like, okay, if I was elected, that means I think I'm the one that's going to be the music, because I know that what I have in my mind, what I have in my mind, the only way I can do it is to be the leader, and I think God will make it happen. So for some reason, I was just sure I was going to be the leader.
And God made it happen.
So when it happened, I knew, okay, that's it. Then I have to do what I had in mind.
All right. So this will bring us to the one of the reasons for this interview.
Oh, okay.
The emergence of that phenomenal choir, House of Nazareth.
Okay.
So and I know that you served 2 tenures as the MD,
it was even majorly the second tenure that things became. Maybe that's why Tinubu and all these people like second term. I'm not sure.
So it would be nice to a lot of the evolving generations and those who will still come will forever hear about that session, that season, and that group called Out of Nazareth. We will now want to talk about the experiences. How did you come about the name Out of Nazareth? What inspired the name? How did your people receive it? How did you go about setting a standard in such a way that that particular group became iconic and then started finding expression? And some people, it was almost like a unit that became. Some
People
say,
thought we were
operated
rebels, but we were
rebels.
not. We're just very
Or like
innocent
a
young
cult,
children.
a cult within the system, to the extent that people felt
We're
your
forming another fellowship.
yes, the members of the Out of Nazareth were more loyal to Out of Nazareth than they were loyal to leadership of the fellowship. We'll come there. So it's important to talk about how you now took up the ends of affairs of leadership. How did you go about navigating that
To that point.
Yeah, to that point.
Okay, when we first started, Bambo Ogusin was my assistant, like lovely person. In fact, till I think me and Bambo still spoke some couple of years back. There's still that bit of fondness and all that stuff, right? So, but Bambo had a challenge, as at that time, she couldn't be committed to
Restriction at home.
Yes. In fact, I used to shock her mom because her mom does not like anything male visitors. But me, as much as I pretty much was like I said, my personality type, I think I'm pretty playful and also serious. I don't really fear much. So I used to go to her house. So I remember that mom would see me like there was this shock on her face, like, who is this guy that comes? And I'm asking her Bambo. Like, Bambo. I say, yeah, I want to see Bambo. Like, I'm good afternoon, ma. So she would allow Bambo to see me, but you could tell she just did not like seeing me. Really, it was uncomfortable, but I didn't care because I wanted to do my work. Because Bambo was really coming around to fellowship. So Bambo sometimes would tell me, Fred, please. Maybe if there was phone, maybe it would have been easier. That time, no phone now. People are enjoying now. We just be chatting. It was just go to Bambo's house. So I would go to her house, knock, brace up because I know that her mom is going to stonewall a bit, so I just knock when she comes out and like, so I want to see Bambo. It's almost like I face this guy again. So she will go inside, bring Bambo out. Sometimes she might even say Bambo is not around. I can't remember if that happened, but it was pretty much a tug of war, right? But basically, so Bambo was a challenge in the sense like I couldn't interact with Bambo, and I also shared the vision with Bambo.
Yeah.
Okay, because I clearly came into the choir clearly wanting that level of music. Yeah. So I told Bambo, and Bambo also had that same kind of passion. But I don't know if Bambo thought I was talking generally, but I was actually talking seriously. I was serious about it.
Yeah.
Like I was serious enough sometimes to even sacrifice my schooling. Like my dad used to yab me then that the way I took music serious, if that's how I read for my jam, they would have given me scholarship. My dad once said that because I used to sneak the keyboard into the house. My dad now hated anything black and white. Anything that just has that key black and white. Yeah. So in the night, I'll just sneak it in and off the light when everybody's asleep, and I start failing on the keys to record one or two stuff. So my dad caught me one night. He opened it and saw me. You're not sleeping. See, if this is how you are ready for your jam, they will give you scholarship. That kind of stuff. But anyways, long and short, so Bambo was a bit of a challenge, right? And so I couldn't do much the first year. Another challenge we had, I think I had that challenge with Bambo too. But it was something me and Bambo solved. Okay, we weren't having members.
Really?
Yeah, because Feca choir we were just few people. Then it was a gathering of four people. So when I now became the music director, it was as if it was just me and Bambo that was the choir. I don't know if it's a normal thing now.
No, it's very important to highlight that because
it was just me and her. And it was a major challenge.
A music director now, or those who have served in that office, probably thought, okay, they say I should be the choir director. I only have one member, two members, and they just felt discouraged and never did anything. It's important to know that this is where you started from, and then you began to do the work.
Based on personality, like I just mentioned, I'm playful but serious. Trust me, if I say I'm going to do this thing, I will do it. I might be slow, like because I'm probably concocting, planning. We were slow about, and I think in long-term spans. I don't worry myself if I want to do something and it takes me a month, 2 months. That thing is so serious that I can take 2 years to do it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the visions I wanted to happen in Feca Choir started happening in the 3rd year, not even in the first, 2nd years. So that was why I even served again a second time.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first year we didn't have. So I was like, me and Bambo are not going to be singing. We can't do what I'm saying with the two of us. So we had to come up with this. We came up with different strategies, but one of them clicked. Okay. I can't remember the others, but the one that clicked was we decided to be inviting new people every week.
Two.
So like maybe me and Bambo will tell one person.
Okay, that's 1-on-1.
Yeah. So
okay.
we said, don't worry, we are not going to look for the whole world. Let's bring one.
Okay.
One. I think that was the era where Bodunde and every other person came in. I think Boyga was in the choir too then. That time. Boyga used to sing bass that time. So actually I can remember. So we started bringing, there was Bodunde, there was this person. Then before we knew it, we will now tell Bodunde, please bring another. I think that was a strategy that worked. Then we now started having old members come. I think Esther Adebayo was there. But after Adebayo left after a while, Tinu was there eventually. Tinu was not coming around before, but I think so. Most of the guys that were not consistent started becoming inconsistent. So it got to a point we now started having. It got to a point we had about 18 people. That time it was Bambo's tenure. I can remember one of the songs we sang. Lean on Me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that time we were 18.
Yeah.
Which other time we sang Lean on Me. That's the song I really can't remember. That we were 18, but that time we'd already gotten the number we were looking for.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I think no more. My mind was like, well, now too much. Let's just stop. So we had to stop inviting. Then it was more like, at the beginning, we were begging for members, literally.
Yeah.
Bodunde joined. That was when Bodunde joined. I can remember Bodunde then. I can remember Bodunde. Some couple of people, but then they had not joined us at that time. Even Christian had not joined and all that. So it was more Bodunde, Toby Beja, Tinola.
Yeah,
I think Diola joined that period. I can't remember who invited Diola. I think it was Bambo. Diola. So but we made it a consistent. It was a strategy and we deployed it. The strategy was I had a meeting with Bambo. We can't just be singing as both of us. And besides, you're never around. So I'm not the only one that should make the choir. So what we started doing was we'll get one person, Bodunde. I think I brought Bonide, another person. I can't remember. Then from that one person, we tell them we enforce it. If you know that I used to enforce things, we enforce it. Make sure you bring 2 people next week, and I will follow up. So if I ask you bring 2 people and you don't, I'll remind you until you must, because you can't come for the meeting without the 2 people. Then another thing, we ensure that the choir had good experience, so people loved to come back. So that's how we had the numbers. But then we were not doing music yet at that time.
All right, so let's go to